Hi, good morning, my kindergartners. Oh my gosh, it is such a lovely day outside. Yesterday it was so rainy. It's so nice to have that sun back shining outside. Now, before we go over our expectations, again, Mrs. Foster is going to keep reminding you to go and use the Dreambox app in Clever or in your Connect 5. If you can do 10 minutes a day in Dreambox, oh my gosh, your math brain is just going to continue to grow. But let's go ahead and get started with our lesson, my fun, fabulous friends. Point to your brain and say, we think. Frame that face and say, we act. Make that talking sign and say, we talk like a mathematician. And a mathematician, do it with me, is a person who studies numbers and shapes. Now, Mrs. Foster always works with numbers with you. And during this time of distant learning, I really want you working on counting, writing your numbers, adding and subtracting within 5, being able to know what your teen numbers are, all of those wonderful activities. So the first thing that we're going to do, let's go ahead and warm up our brain with counting. This time, let's see here. We're going to start at 35, and why don't we count on up to 55? So do you have 35 locked in your brain? Ready, go. 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And then we're going to repeat 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. And then you have to remember it comes 50 and then the pattern starts again. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. Alrighty, not only can we count forwards, we also need to be able to count backwards. Today, let's challenge ourselves a little bit. Let's start at 23 and count back down to 11. I totally know we can do this. So lock 23 in your brain, counting backwards. Here we go. 23, 22, 21, 20. Now we're in those teens. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Woo-hoo-hoo, my rockstar mathematicians. Once you get down, I think the teen numbers are the hardest numbers for you to be able to do. So you're going to master that in kindergarten, and then counting forward and backwards is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So now, boys and girls, we've warmed up our brain. Now I'm going to quickly show you a 10 frame, but it's only going to have 5 markers on it. And you're going to tell me how many are red and how many are yellow and how many is that all together? Because I bet you probably don't even, know the 2 numbers that go together that make the number 5. So, it is a 2-second look. Here we go. How many of my counters were red? How many were yellow? And how many all together? 5. So let's say the equation that matches this. 5 plus 0 equals 5. You could show that 5 and 0, or you could show 5 and 0. Okay, here comes the next one. Super duper quick flash. How many of the counters were red? How many of the counters were yellow? How many all together? Okay, let's check our work. Okay, let's say the addition equation that goes with this. 4 plus 1 equals 5. So you can show that on your hands, can't you? You got 4 and 1 equals 5. That's why 5 is such a friendly number. It's really easy with your fingers. Here comes your next quick flash. How many of the counters were red? And how many of the counters were yellow? How many altogether? Let's check our work. Oh, let's say that addition make 5 equation. 3 plus 2 equals 5. And again, you show 3 fingers and 2 fingers. 3 plus 2 equals 5. We're just going to do one more of these because I have a game I want us to play here. So here is a quick flash. This time, how many of my counters were red? How many of my counters were yellow? And how many counters all together? Okay, let's check. Let's say the equation for this. 1 plus 4 equals 5. All right, you can show that. 1 plus 4 equals 5. You can even show 4 plus 1 equals 5. It's 5 altogether. Okay, boys and girls, I have a game for you to play. And the only thing that you need to do is you need a piece of paper and something to write with. So this is the time where you might want to pause and go get your materials and then come back. Okay, now Mrs. Foster is going to give you some numbers to write down in a straight line. The first number I want you to write down, and if you need a grown-up to help you, it's okay, we'll go over this. Write down the number 13. Okay, now write down the number 15. Write down the number 17. And remember, teen, the 1 comes first. Those teen numbers, there's one group of 10 and some 1s left over. Now, write down the number 19. Teen, the 1s come first. Write down the number 20. We're out of the teens. So 20, to give you a hint, is 2 groups of 10 and 0 1s. The next number I want you to write down is 18. Even though you hear that 8 first, that's not what comes first. Teen, the 1 comes first. The next number I'd like you to write down is 16. And finally, the last number I want you to write down is 14. Teen, the 1 comes first. Now I'm going to move my computer down so you can see my numbers. And again, we've got 13, 15, 17, 19, 20, 18, 16, 14. So if you needed to stop to be able to write those down, you go ahead and do that. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, let's read those numbers again. 13, 15, 17, 19, 20, 18, 16, 14. The numbers are mixed up. And so now you need to help Mrs. Foster get these numbers back in order. Now, Mrs. Foster, the smallest number here is 13. So I'm going to write 13 right here. Then I'm going to cross out 13 so I know that I've used it. Now, which one of these numbers comes after 13? 13. Oh, I hear you. It is 14. Teen. The 1 comes first because numbers go in order and these numbers have been mixed up. All right. So cross off 14. what number comes after 14? And if you're not sure, get a running start. 13, 14. Yep, it is 15. A 1 and a 5. It's a little bit hard for Mrs. Foster to write upside down, but you know what? She can handle it. So I'm going to cross off the 15. Now, what number comes right after 15? You might know it in a snap, or you might need to get a running start. 14, 15, 16. Ooh, we're getting these numbers back in order. 16. A 1 and a 6. Okay, cross it out. Again, you might just know in a snap what number comes right after 16. If you don't know, you've got some numbers to give yourself a running start. This time we'll start at 15. 15, 16. What comes after 16? 17. And I'm just going to turn this around just so I can write the 17 and it doesn't look wonky. Okay, I only have 3 numbers left. What number comes after 17? If you know it, go ahead and write it down. If you need a running start, do it with Mrs. Foster. 16, 17, 18. So I'm going to turn this around just so I can write the 18. Then I'm going to cross out the 18 up above. Whew, we're getting in order. Please write the number that comes right after 18. If you need a running start, let's get a running start from 16. 16, 17, 18, 19, because numbers go in order. All righty. Oh my goodness. I have only 1 number left. What number comes right after 19? Well, it is 20. So I'm going to go ahead and cross this out and write 20 down here. Now, if any time during this that you need to pause and put the numbers in order, go ahead and do that. That's the great thing about Mrs. Foster being able to record these. Now, let's go ahead and let's count from 13 to 20 going forwards, and then from 20 to 13 going backwards. So lock that teen 13 in your brain. Ready, go. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then backwards from 20, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Now, if you wanted to extend this game, the next thing that you could do is start playing the disappearing number game. We'll just do 1 round of it. I'm going to make the number 17 disappear. But even though it's disappeared, I'm going to still remember to say it in my counting sequence. So starting at 13, going forward to 20, and then we'll go backwards. Ready, go. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And now backwards from 20, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. So you could just continue erasing or really scratching a number out so you couldn't see it until all the numbers had disappeared, and you could see if you could count forward from 13 to 20 and backwards from 20 to 13. Oh, kindergartners, you just don't know how much you brighten up my day. I so miss coming into your classroom every single day. I love when I get to see you on your Zoom meetings. So that is it for the day. I've got my hand in. Boy, I sure hope I've got 80 hands piled on top of me. I'll put my hand on top and let's go ahead and do our math cheer. 1, 2, 3. Math is cool and tigers rule. Break. Love you to pieces.